You know, I'm actually kind of nervous about making this video, but I feel like it needs to be done. So this is going to be quite serious. So I want to add that preface that it's going to be some mature points here, points of discussion. So just wanted to give that kind of warning ahead of time. So this year has been an absolute roller coaster for me. Things are going really well on the YouTube side of things. Joining the Shuffle Squad is fantastic. A lot of doors have opened and opportunities have come up, and I'm getting to a point on YouTube where I'm really happy with where things are going. And it feels like a lot of my hard work is paying off. It feels really good, actually. And then on the other side, in the past few months, a lot of tragic things have occurred that have had an effect on me. Nothing tragic directly to me, I'm okay. But with close friends and family, that is having an impact. We'll just get started off by saying that the other couple of days ago, a week ago or something like that, I found out that my granddad was diagnosed with terminal cancer in the lungs, and we don't know how long he's got left. But so this, funny enough, it didn't really hit me at first when I was told it. It's kind of numb, I guess you could say. And I played that down to the fact that I didn't really have an incredibly strong relationship with him in my early adulthood, so teenage to early adulthood to now. I saw him a lot when I was younger, during like seasonal holidays and stuff like that, because he lives quite far away from where I am, so I rarely saw him. But one thing that actually, I saw him a bit more recently, actually, a month or so ago. I actually decided, you know what, I'm going to go and see him. This was before the diagnosis. And just, you know, spend some time with him. Bring my son with me. So it was me, my mum, and my son went to where he is. It's on the coast of England somewhere. And I just wanted to go see him. I was like, yeah, okay, the opportunity arose. My mum asked me to come along. I said, yeah, I want to see him anyway. I haven't seen him in like properly in years. So went down there, had a pretty good time, actually. And one thing that was really incredible at that time was his unexpected support for what I do here. He asked me what I do, you know, like, what do you do, Sean? And I was like, well, I do YouTube. And that's something that, before we go into his reaction, something that I struggled with for a while to kind of overcome the stigma in my country of this type of work. Especially with playing Pokemon TCG cards, right? There is a stigma. There's more of a stigma in the UK than I think in the US for something like that. It's usually met with usually kind of met with that. So there was a part of me that was kind of worried when saying that. And that's something that during my like almost 1 year break a couple of years ago that I really struggled to overcome. And I managed to get to a point where now I can say it a little bit more confidently. And funnily enough, it's actually being met with far better reactions than I expected. You know, usually if I tell people my age, it's actually nowadays met more with respect than judgment. You know, I usually sit there and go, you know, let's say I remember meeting this person the other week, going out with my sisters. And she was like, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, it's a bit embarrassing. She's like, no, let me know. And I was like, well, you know, I play Pokemon cards on YouTube. And she's like, that's amazing. She's like, I do a 9 to 5 and you're out here doing that and you get paid for that. And I'm like, well, yeah. And they were like, whoa, that's insane. A lot of my friends genuinely respect me for it. And some people are even inspired by it. And that's wild. Absolutely wild. And my granddad had a similar reaction, which is crazy. I didn't expect it. He's an older generation, which means he'd be naturally far more traditional. So I told him and he was like, oh, that's really cool. Come to my computer, show me. And I was like, okay, yeah, sweet. So I went there and showed him a video and immediately subscribed. And he's even left, you may be able to find it somewhere, he's even left a comment on one of my, I don't know if it's on a video or on a community post, just saying, guess who? Like showing his support. And that made the world, absolutely made the world, it meant the world to me. I even made a tweet about it, about how, you know, I let my granddad know about this and he supported me. And that was incredible. Absolutely just different. It just felt different. I don't know. And he's the one that has been diagnosed, unfortunately. So what's really sad as well is not long after, I was told by a friend of mine that I've known for, 4 years now. You know, we've been out together and stuff like that. A close friend, that her partner had just had a blood clot or something like that, and he's now brain dead. That sucked too. So there was recently a lot of death kind of circulating around me at this point, which is something I've never had to experience before. You know, I'm very, very lucky to say that at 26 years of my life, I've not had to deal with a close person to me dying. Not once. Never had to go through that. And I'm very lucky to have to say that. So now it's gotten to a point where a lot of that is kind of happening. And it's very, very shocking, I guess you could say. Because, you know, I've gone through a lot of things myself in the past. I've even made a video on that before when I took my break about this horrible relationship I had with someone who tried to blackmail me, emotionally abuse me, just done horrible, horrible things. And I've had to contend with a lot with the bad side of life, but I've never had to face that side, ever. And I guess now it's kind of hitting me a little bit. And then on top of that as well, the past few months, my parents have decided to get divorced. And this is, well, I say parents, my stepdad and my mum. And that one kind of had a similar effect of kind of like not really hitting until a bit later on. And that's something I've been, you know, trying to, you know, deal with as well with the family and stuff like that. So there's all this sudden load of tragedy just coming in, which is the way it is. That's how life works, right? And what I've done wrong is reacted in a way that I think is natural for me, but not one that I think is correct. So you can see my activity has been pretty good, right? I've been uploading very, very regularly, almost daily, streaming a lot, doing a lot of, obviously doing content on the Shuffle Squad and stuff like that. And that's been my reaction, is to get my head down and kind of just get to work, right? Kind of as a distraction, but more so as a realization that more of this is going to come. And I need to get myself in a better position to be able to handle this and, you know, be the person that takes responsibility when those times come to make things easier for others. And what I've actually been doing is just distancing myself and not really prioritizing what I should be prioritizing right now, which is like family and myself. I've just been grinding, just straight grinding. And I think with all of this going on, I think what I need to do is just rearrange the priorities a little bit. Now, I'm not going to stop uploading because this is who I am. This is what I love to do. In fact, just like how when some people go through these tragic events, they go to work as a way to kind of distract themselves a little bit, rather than just wallowing in all that horrible emotion. It's just a way for them to push through. It's the same thing for me. So I'm still going to be uploading. I'm still going to be making videos, but it may be a bit more sporadic. It may be a bit more, there may be times where I would make a video, but instead I'm going to go and see family members and stuff like that to just try and stop distancing myself like I have been recently. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I'm posting this, is to kind of let you know that it may be a bit more sporadic. I still want to make content, but I just want to realign my priorities a little bit, where the YouTube has been at the top and it needs to just go down a little bit just for now. And it's not a nice thing. It's not a nice thing to go through all of this, if I'm honest with you. And I think now it's just kind of hitting me. Like if you were to go through like the 5 stages of grief, I've been through the denial. I didn't really have anger, because you can't be angry at nature, you know? You can't be angry at it. It is what it is, right? And it's what I say in my videos. It is what it is. It's that acceptance of the fact that there's some things you just can't control in life. Being able to understand that makes life a lot better in general, right? It allows you to let go of things that you may have struggled to let go of before, like I have many a times. It's just that kind of mantra that I like, that just reminds you that there's some things you just can't control. And this is a force of nature. This is why this video is called Tragedy, because something that's tragic is something that it's not done by another person. It's just the way it is. It's like a tornado tearing up a house. That's just tragic. No one can be blamed for it. It's just the way it is. So I didn't really go through the anger part of it, because I feel like I can't be angry at something that I can't control. I feel like I've gone through kind of the bargaining stage as well. That's where a lot of anxiety came through with a lot of it. And a lot of future thought came into play, where I was like, right, this is serious. And that's where my head got down. That's I feel like where I started kind of grinding. So I was like, this is going to happen again. It just will. I need to get myself in a better position. Like I need to keep pushing. And now I feel like I'm going into that kind of depressed state, which is again natural. I don't think I have depression. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's the natural course of it, where it's kind of just hitting me, and it is just the sadness is kind of creeping in now, which is a good thing because I'm going through the stages appropriately, and I know soon I will go for that. I'll get to that acceptance stage, and really believe to the core that it is what it is. Not just say it logically. Feel it. So I'm kind of coming towards that a little bit, kind of just processing a bit more and realizing that, I need to kind of not go too hard on the YouTube right now. I need to just relax a little bit more. As I said, I still love this. This is who I am. So I'm still going to do it. I'm not going to take a break because funnily enough, me sitting all day thinking about this is not going to help, right? It's not going to be good. And if there are moments where I'm not with my family, I am at home and I've got free time, I'm going to make a video, I'm not going to just sit there, right? It's going to be a balance, I think. There are times where you have to sit down and just process what you're feeling, right? You have to do that too. But it's a balancing act. I'm saying you got to get all balanced out and that. I just wanted to say that and let you guys know. And also, hope that if any of you do go through this at any point, that it's important to be self-aware to a point where you got to understand your natural reaction to things like this and what is good and what isn't. Because I've only just come to realize that it's not a good thing for me to just be sticking my head in the sand like this. And I guess that's just a result of fear from being confronted by death for the first time truly in my life. And I feel like this is something I need to overcome, not hide from. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. And in doing so, I hope I can just make things a bit easier for everyone else in my family too. So yeah, that's kind of be the video. It's not nice, I know. And I'm sorry if it's kind of ruined your day. But I think it's important to discuss these things whenever they occur and just stop hiding behind a screen every day of your life and not addressing what should be addressed by yourself and constantly avoiding things that are just horrible because they are going to happen. I'm not about this false positivity stuff, I like being real as much as I can be. So this is a part of it. As I said, right, in my videos, I'll show you the ups and I'll show you the downs, and this is a down, unfortunately, but we move forward, right? That's what we do. So I want to do this now as well, because when Silver Tempest comes out, I want to be in a bit more of a better place. I think if I keep going like this, where I'm just sticking my head down and grinding and not kind of paying attention to what's going on around me, that it's just going to explode at one point. And I'm just not going to upload. So I want to take this seriously and do it properly. So when Silver Tempest comes out, which is in just under 2 weeks, I should be feeling a little bit better. And a bit more excited about it, which I am. I got my first booster box coming in, which is sick. I'm so looking forward to that. Really, really looking forward to that. But I want to be, when that time comes, I want to be in a bit more of a better headspace and feeling a bit better. So how I'm feeling right now, it's a bit mixed. As I said, the year's been crazy. There's a lot of tragedy, but there's also a lot of good things too. So it's just all kind of mixed. But either way, I feel like next year is probably going to be the best year for this channel. I can tell, I can feel it. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing what we can do, what content we can do, where we can go with this, and just having a great time. But that's for the future. Now I need to pay attention to the now. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So yeah, see ya.